Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back into my channel. So in this lab, we're going to create a single database in Azure SQL Database. So a single database is a fully managed platform as a service database as a service that is ideal storage engine for the model cloud-borne applications. In this section, you learn how to quickly configure and create a single database in Azure SQL Database. So as a quick overview. So basically, create a single database using the Azure portal. After creating the database, you'll need to secure your database by configuring firewall rules. So if you have an existing database on SQL Server that you want to migrate to Azure SQL Database, you should install this, bang, bang, bang. So we don't have that. So migrating to a single database with minimal downtime. Let's kind of explain these steps. This quick start enable you to quickly create or import your database to Azure using BAC, PAC file. However, BAC, PAC, and DAC, PAC file are designed to quickly move database across different versions of SQL Server and within Azure SQL, or to implement continuous integration in your DevOps pipeline. So, however, this method is not designed for migration of your production database with minimal downtime, because you will need to stop adding new data for the export of the source data to a .bac PAC file to complete, and then wait for the import into Azure SQL Database to complete. So it's just explain the hands-on rules and the modules, the steps, the recommendation. I think this is a pretty interesting lecture that we should finish with that. So it says all the waiting result downtime in your application, especially for large databases. To move your production database, you need a better way to migrate that guarantee minimal downtime of migration. For this, use Data Migration Service, DMS, to migrate your database with a minimal downtime. So DMS accomplishes this by incrementally pushing the change made in your database, in your source database, to the single database being restored. So this way you can quickly switch your application from source to target database within the minimal downtime. So guys, let's go ahead and pull up this. All you gotta do is just go to portal and then search for the Azure database. It's gonna come on. And to create a single database, you see there's 3 options here. So SQL database, best for modern cloud application, hyperscale, and serverless options are available. So click here, there's different single database. They have elastic pool, they have database server, and these ones is more like lift and shift. So the SQL manage and the SQL virtual machine. So let's go ahead and click on single and hit create here. And we're gonna start creating this. Now, let's create a resource group, G1. I will call that, I can give this a name. I could call this SQL DB1. And for the server, and tell you what, let me call this my database. And for server, I can create one. I can call this MySQL server. For the authentication, I could use SQL authentication. And I can type in my username as Carl and a password. Confirm it. Specify name is already taken. Okay. Okay. Am I good? Specify name is already taken still. Okay. I could call this my SQL database. 001. Is that taken? This is not case sensitive, so let's make this server. Test. One. Okay, so the name gotta be unique, guys. Negio. Demo 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Name gotta be unique. Okay, so I gotta find a name that's unique. Let me call it SQL My Server. Let me call it SQL My Server 1. Okay, so this name is good. So SQL My Server 1, that's the name for it. And then so leave, I could use should I use geographical? Oh, now for the elastic pool, I can say no. Now for backup, for compute storage and configuration, for configure data, should I make this? You could either make this local. Okay. I could just click next. Now for networking, you would always want to make sure that you put this on public so you can access it. Now for firewall rules, I could leave this no. For add current client IP, I can make this yes. For connection policy, I could leave this as default. For encrypted connection, I can leave this by default, and I can just click on security. On the security section page, I could choose a free tier. Start with free trial, I mean. And then now free trial at Microsoft Defender for SQL, as well as configure legit. Okay. Alleged, identify. Okay, so let's go ahead and just click next here for create SQL database. I'd rather make this simple. Says Adventure Works LT. Selecting the sample would modify the compute plus storage settings configured in BASIC for backup compatibility. Visit BASIC or review. Bang, bang, bang. Do you want to do this? Yes. And I can just hit next. Tell you what, at this stage, there's not much thing that need to change here. So you could see here, make sure that you keep your cost. You alert about your cost. That way you know how much you get charged. 1 second. I'll turn on this light real quick. Okay, guys, so now you could just review and create. See if it passed the validation. Create. It's gonna take a moment. Okay, so deployment is in progress. Now, while this is doing, so a single database resources type. Now you may wonder, does Azure SQL Database support only on one database? Well, the answer is it supports relational JSON XML and spatial data structures. So Microsoft Azure SQL Database has 3 deployment options. Single database is one of those. So you may wonder, what is the difference between SQL Azure Management Instance and single database? So the most significant difference from SQL Database and SQL Manage Instance is that SQL Server on Azure virtual machines allows full control over the database engine. Now, you may wonder, what is the size of a single database in Azure SQL Database? So it starts from 1,024 gigabyte up to 4,096 gigabyte, and an increment to 256 gigabyte. So see external connection for additional detail if you want on what counts of an external connection. More than 1 terabyte of storage in the premium tier is currently available, all regions except China East and China North, Germany Central, and Germany Northeast. So Now, if you question how many database can be created in a single Azure SQL server, I would say 100 user databases, unless the instant storage size limit has been reached up to 280, unless the instant storage size or Azure Premium Disk Storage allocation. So basically, storage allocation, disk storage allocation space has been. So now that we created a database, we're gonna go ahead and test this database real quick. And after let's go ahead and test it. Now let's go to now query the database. So once the database is created, then edit on preview. Oh, let's see an overview here. Bottom. Now let's go to preview. So let's just say okay. And you would have, what do we have here? Let's continue here, maybe. I'm not sure why it doesn't work. Let's go ahead and type in our phone number. Our password. Okay. So guys, now we could enter some queries like select let's make this uppercase, select top 20 PC dot name. Oh, sorry. So PC should be lowercase PC dot name. That name as category. Oh, sorry. Name as category. Category name, comma, P dot name as product. Say product name. Sorry, product name. Form. Sales. LT. Dot product category. Product category, PC. At product category, say PC. Oh man. PC. This is not what I need though. That's yep. Sales LT that product category PC. So I could say join sales join sales LT. Is that a mistake here? No, really. Why is this done that? So join sales dot product then P. And then we could say on PC dot product category ID equal P dot product category ID. So I can save query. I can hit run. Now, guys, so now if I check down here on result, so it works. So that's basically how to create a single database with Azure SQL Database. Thank you so very much for following along with me. Stay tuned for another lab configuration on SQL Database with Azure. I'll see you. Let's say I could either go, hold up. I could, now for data management, if you want to, let's say hit. So there's no replication, but you could create a replica or sync others. Now, for Azure Synopsys Link, you have everything here. A performance overview, query inside, Create a replica. Let's see an overview here. Activity log. Now getting start. It's the query where we've been. Alert, monitor. Oh, sorry, we already need that. It's the health check. So this is pretty interesting. Now I'll see you in the next lab. Thank you so very much for following along.